Hey everybody, Mr. Rust here with your next episode of This Old Garden. Today we're going to be taking a look at the rest of the banana trees coming down. You can see where it's really thick over here. Some of that is the banana trees from last time where I racked them on the deck and they are drying out. So we are going to take these down in very much the same fashion using a reciprocating saw. So again, kids, this is definitely an adult help sort of activity. Safety measures in place again. And then we are going to finish up a little bit differently. We're going to leave these a little bit taller, and a couple of them I'm going to try with the garbage bag tarp sort of idea where it's secured around the base of the clump. And then some of the other ones I'm going to try some plastic overlay with some pavers and rocks and stuff to hold it down and see what seems to work, or maybe it'll all work. And it's good to know for the future what will be functional kind of anytime. So come spring, we're going to see what method works best. But for now, we're going to be setting it up for winter, and they should all come back in some capacity. I just don't know how well. So that's what we're going to start working on today. So let's get going. Alrighty, so I've taken these down now. I tried to make them pretty flat because I'm going to try to use a long piece of plastic to cover these this year. Weight it down on the sides, keep moisture out, leave some air in there for insulation. That should work pretty well. And then around the corner here, I have these guys that we are going to leave a little bit taller and try to just cover individually in clumps, keeping them more upright, a little bit taller, and then tarped or bagged, or possibly both, to try to winter them that way as well. I do need to mulch around the bottom of these a little bit more, and I'll be doing that as well. Alright, so I got mulch for these, and in the course of mulching them and cutting them and seeing how lacking in height some of them are at this point, once I got down past most of the leaves, I think what I'm going to do is actually take these down all the way and use a piece of plastic to cover both of them, and use the rocks and pavers to secure the edges like I had talked about on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these shorter and then get some plastic on them and show you what's left. But we definitely needed mulch there because there was exposed soil and roots and stuff, so that definitely needed to be done. And again, there's plenty of air inside the mulch, so it creates a nice insulator. It shouldn't allow for much rotting, and should dry out underneath the plastic, so we shouldn't get too much moisture retention, creating a rotting situation either. All right. Now our special guest star, Mrs. Rost, with the plastic. All right. Don't want to use too much. And then that's good. Just enough to get it weighed down on the ends. Yep. So we can cut it. And I'm just gonna grab a couple rocks here, securing the ends so that it doesn't fly away. And then we'll secure the rest of it in a little bit. All right, back to the other side of the deck where we're gonna do basically the same thing over the longer line of bananas that have been cut back. All right, here we are back at the other side of the deck, ready to secure these. We're going to try a different insulating technique on these, one that I used on the bananas by the corner of the house last year, and that is to take some dried out ornamental grasses and use those in place of mulch. Again, a lot of airspace in there. They're nice and dry. They are a good insulator, and they should stay secured and dried and insulating underneath of the plastic as well. So you're gonna see us laying the grasses on and then covering those with plastic and weighing those down.
Good? Do you think I need more?
No, I think we're good there.
Okay.
It shouldn't take too much. All right, now the question is, do we have enough plastic? And my favorite game of toss the plastic roll. The answer is no, we don't have enough plastic. All right, that's all right. When we have a target.
Okay.
So we'll put plastic down. Go ahead and walk it back to this side. Just opening up one hole.
Okay.
And then go over. Should be good on that. All right, so what's happened is we've run short on plastic here because we made the decision to change how we were insulating the bananas over there. So we're gonna get more plastic, work on weighing this down a little bit more, and then we'll be back with the rest of the closure. All right, so the rest of our plastic didn't quite get us there, so we're gonna have a section that's tarped as well. And that's okay because, again, like I said before, this is gonna give us a chance to see what works best, what gets us the best growth come springtime, and what seems to protect the best throughout the winter. So it's not a bad thing to have some different conditions here and experiment a little bit with the knowledge that we're doing something that should bring them all back in some capacity, just not sure how strong or how weak, but they should all still come back. So we're still caring for the plants, just kind of seeing what works best. I got to get some weights on here, so be back soon. So we've gotten everything covered. We have a blue tarp there, we have some clear plastic here, thicker clear plastic here and around the side, and then the wheelbarrows, which we may also tarp. So we have a couple different conditions here. There's one more way that we're going to try to close up a banana. It's a new planting around the corner of the house, and we're going to see how that goes, but this should be pretty good to go now. And again, just a matter of stowing these so that they can dry out so that we can dispose of them a little bit later. So see you guys around the corner of the house. Okay, for this last banana, we are going to cut it off a little bit taller. We're going to pull the mulch in around it, and then we are going to cover it over with a secured trash bag to try to insulate it that way. So it's going to be a nice thick contractor grade trash bag that goes down and meets the mulch for insulation around it. We're probably also going to put a few of the grass fronds underneath so that we can get a little bit more insulation around the trunk as well. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that for a time lapse. So here we go. And there you have it, contractor bag, some grass, mulch pulled in, weights, and it should be pretty good to go for the winter. This also has the added benefit of being against a southern facing wall, so you get that solar radiation helping to keep it warm and bouncing off the house all winter long. All right, everybody, so we are all wrapped up with clearing down the banana beds. Next time we are going to take a look at my other plants, all sorts of different plants in the front bed, and how we're wintering them, whether or not we cut them yet, and what else we can do to encourage growth in the spring. So I'll see you next time. In the meantime, go play in the dirt.